Because you can be on an airplane, you're like one of 200 passengers, you're on a flight, 30,000 feet in the air in the middle of the flight. If you just decide to do this, you're sitting in your seat and you just start going like this, you go, Mwah! 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 If you do that and don't stop doing it, they will land the plane. You can will a plane to the ground without a weapon or a threat. You don't even have to do that much. You could just sit there and just start going, down, down. Seriously, if you were on a plane and you just didn't stop saying down, down, down. Sir, is there a problem? Down, down. Fighter jets will appear. I mean, you'll go into the nearest airport. And then I guess you're in trouble, but well, they can't put you like in prison because you said down several times. They'd like bother you. Why'd you do it? Are you a terrorist? Why'd you do it? I just didn't want to be up anymore. Just didn't like it. I mean, I just said the word of the where I wanted to be. You didn't have to do it. It's just a suggestion. Jesus Christ. I was on a plane once and there was 2 babies on the plane. And other people. Wasn't just me and 2 babies. That would be weird. You get on a plane, there's just 2 babies. Come on, we're leaving soon. He's the pilot baby. I'm the other baby. No, it's all right. I'm not gonna... You babies have a good flight. But I'm gonna find another way to get there. Yeah, I don't like the way this was starting. Anyway, I was on a plane and there was these 2 babies and they're crying the whole time. Crying the whole flight, and that happens a lot. I don't think they knew each other, they're just crying. I've seen this on so many flights, I started to wonder, is there a reason for this? Is there like an actual reason why babies cry? So I looked it up. Turns out there's an actual reason why babies cry on airplanes, and it's because they're upset that gay people are getting married. Yeah. They're like really upset. Like inconsolably upset. Honey, it's the country's changing. And I don't agree with them. I think if people are in love, they should get married. But they can't accept that. Because they're just, they're just being babies. Babies are selfish. They are. Babies are selfish. They just, meh. No baby ever goes, meh, but how are you doing though? I have 2 daughters, and both of them at one time were babies, and I held them and they cried on planes. It's happened to me. I've had a baby on a plane. If you're ever, this is how selfish people are. When you're on a plane and you hear a baby crying, you think that's happening to you. You're like, oh, this is gonna ruin my flight. It's gonna ruin it. Well, look at the parent, because that person is holding a crying baby on a plane, which means they've been traveling with a baby all day, which means they have a baby. Okay? So their life isn't even good. They don't like anything. Their whole life was, Jesus. If there's any joy for them, it's that this is now bothering other people. Yeah, you listen to this shit now. Wah! I remember one time my babe was crying on the plane. She was really upset. And this guy, some businessman on the plane, because businessmen always think that every flight is a private plane of theirs that we're all like piggybacking on. And this guy has this fucking newspaper, and he turns around to look at me and my baby, and he looks right at me. He doesn't kind of like go like this. He looks at me like, Like, could ya? Like, oh, I'm sorry, is this bothering you? Let me just... You all just clapped for a dead baby. You applauded a dead baby. Yeah. I have two children, 9 and 12 years old, both girls. They're both gay. I'm raising them gay. Most people raise their kids straight. I'm just gonna raise mine gay. They'll do what they want later, but as long as they're in my house, they're gay. I tell them every day, you're gay, honey, good night. Go to bed. Brush your gay teeth, gay honey. Don't forget to be gay. Having children is a big responsibility, and I've never really done very well at it. I've made a lot of mistakes, some of them big, some of them small, you know? Like, I'm still a person, I still am an idiot, you know? Still, like, I got high one night, I got really high, because I don't do drugs, I never do drugs, never. So that when I do, they're way more fun. To me, that's my best advice about drugs. If you want to enjoy drugs, never do them. Never. Because then when you do, they're actually fun. Because when drugs are part of your life, they're just another pain in the ass in your life. It's just, my drugs suck. I don't want to have that problem. I always want to be that person where it's a new thing. Somebody's like, hey, you want to try this? And I'm like, oh, I don't know, I should. It's crazy. I don't even know how to do it. I mean, what is this? Anyway, I got my friend had the little vape. I'm a little worried, honestly, by the young people with the vaping and they just do this and then they just vape and they just stand on the corner and puff and look at the fucking thing. And I miss you. That's what it is. I miss you people. Because you used to stand around like this, and I get to go, fuck that one, and that was okay. But now I'm just looking at the top of people's heads now. But I didn't realize how, like my friend, I have a younger friend who vapes, and she told me it's just to kind of like calm down. She's like, I barely feel it, you know? Sometimes it helps me sleep. So one night we're hanging out, I'm like, I'm gonna go home and go to sleep. Maybe I'll just try it. So I took one little tiny hit. I was insane. I was completely insane. I was in my house, I couldn't even walk past the window. I had to go under the windows because I was afraid of the inside of my own brain. So I started texting people, just texting, I'm so high. I'm so fucking high. I'm so high. And I texted, to another friend, I'm so high I want to suck the pot jizz out of my own dick and get higher. That's what I wrote. I'm not bragging, I'm just telling you that's what I wrote. And I sent it. And then later I looked at my text and I was like, I think I might have sent that to my 12-year-old daughter. I think it's possible. And I didn't, but I too easily could have. Now my kids are in my phone. There needs to be some very reliable firewall that says these numbers are much harder to text. That you can't just, whoops, traumatized her irreversibly. That you can go like, to write to these numbers, I have to solve the Hellraiser puzzle, and I have to, there's two guys with the keys at the opposite room that turn them at the same moment, and there's a warning, are you sure you want to send this picture of your pubic hair to your ex-wife's mother? That's how you want to break the silence 6 years since the divorce. This is my pubic hair. Look at all of my pubic hair. How have you been? I try to be a good dad, but you know, like the life just kind of takes off. Your kids start, you know, they get their own ideas, and my 9-year-old, she's just figuring out about lying, and that's a tough thing. It's hard to roll that one back, because lying is pretty amazingly useful in life. It's like, how do you tell a kid not to use a thing that just solves every possible problem, like magic? How do you? Because that's why kids lie, because they're in trouble. They lie because they're in more trouble than they can take. You know, because kids, when a 9-year-old lies, it's not for some weird Machiavellian, you know. Do you know what my teacher said about you? It's interesting. They don't just make shit up. They lie because they're in trouble. And it's more than they can, because trouble is too much for a kid. Trouble, for grown-ups, we can take trouble. We don't care, we just go, oh, I'm sorry. Am I in trouble? Whoops. We don't care. But to a little kid, trouble is like this horrible, did you take the chocolates? And she did, and she doesn't know how to handle it. Did you take it? No. Well, all right then, have a nice day. How do you then tell her, yeah, don't ever apply that perfect solution again to terrifying things? Mark Twain once said, a man who always tells the truth doesn't have to remember what he said. And that's great. But Mark Twain also said there once was a big black guy named Nigger Jim. So, I don't know if 100% of the things he said were perfectly awesome. Really, Mark, Nigger Jim, you're gonna go with, that's the best you could do. To name the, yeah, kind of a nice ring to it, Nigger Jim. Yeah, well, it's a little on the nose, isn't it? Could have called him Black Mike. I mean, just a little, take it down one notch of the, thanks for that, Mark. Anyway, so while we're in this area, now that I know you guys are cool, no. No. But. This is a story that takes place. I'm going to tell you the story. It's kind of a messy story. It takes place over a lot of years because it started with my friend Mike, who told me this story. This happened to him back in the 90s. He was going home for Christmas, and he lives in Connecticut. He grew up in Connecticut in some shitty shit town in shitty Connecticut. And he didn't like going home. He's one of those people, he came from a place, doesn't like it anymore. And he goes back, he doesn't know how to handle his family, you know? And he came from a family of white racists, and he doesn't like going home. But it's still home. So he went home for Christmas one year, and everybody's hanging out during the day, talking, having lunch. And his father and his brother both work at this